we saw just there in that report, I think most people would want to know, why did a seemingly young, articulate woman leave a good life in the West to go to Syria to live under the rule of the Islamic State group?
Well, under the heading of jihadis terrorism, we have different types of radicalized people, and for some of those categories, there is no major differences between men and women. For example, there is a category of terrorists who we can perceive them as persons who want to make noise, arouse interest, because throughout their lives they have been perceiving themselves as second-class citizens, as a person who have always been judged and who now want to be the judge. And in this category, differences between men and women are not so obvious, and we can found both men and women in this category.
Just tell me a little bit about the type of young women who find themselves drawn to the Islamic State group, and not only drawn to the Islamic State group, but obviously motivated to carry out such horrific attacks.
Mm-hmm. At the very beginning of the Islamic State, the female population which was attracted by this ideology, were looking for a traditional requirement. They were looking for something romantic, the exaltation of heroism. And we mustn't forget one thing: ISIS ideology is also based on colonization. And in this process of colonization, a woman can perceive herself as being more important than a man because she is a belly.
And there's certainly an increasing number of young women wanting to pursue this.
I think this is going to be a new trend in which women are more active, play a more active role in plotting or carrying out attacks on the West. Because to win this war, Daesh want to be less visible. Using women is interesting because they overcome a lack when there's not enough men, for example. But using women can be also interesting because authorities are less suspicious for women. Then again, there's another reason which is much more important to me. Media coverage is more important when women carry out attacks than when it's men who are involved in those kind of attacks. And then there is another reason which is much more psychological, a kind of emulation strategy. Using women can make men feel ashamed. They can say to themselves, look at those girls, they have been able to carry out this attack, we must do better.
Amélie, you've done a lot of research. You've interviewed a lot of people who have been accused of being jihadists. How do these young women in particular get radicalised?
There's no particular way. The message is different. The recruiters are adapting their message to every kind of people they meet on the social medias, but we have always the same basis. You have been chosen by God. You're different. You have a mission. If you think this word is not fair, you can do something. This is the basis.
Amélie Chelly, I'm sorry, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much.